What feedback did you receive regarding the Bigg Boss versions of Mr. Kamal Hassan and Mr. Vijay Sethupathi?
Kamal sir operated from a space of gravitas, a space of authority. I think Vijay Sethupathi speaks like the people, speaks for the people.
Which one resonated more with the viewers?
Across the south, with Vijay Sethupathi, with Mohanlal, with Kicha Sudeep, with Nagarjuna, we are very fortunate to have really incredible hosts who connect very deeply with each of their markets.
Nowadays, the artificial intelligence is everywhere. Will you also be incorporating the AI in your versions of Bigg Boss?
Because Bigg Boss is meant to reflect society and at the same time be a part of society. From a 9-year-old kid to a 60-year-old grandmother, everybody watches, enjoys, they live, they debate, it is the epitome of a reality show.
தமிழ் நெஞ்சங்களுக்கு அன்பு கலந்த வணக்கங்கள். நீங்கள் பிக் பாஸ் உள்பட பல நிகழ்ச்சிகளை ரொம்ப ஆர்வத்தோடு பல பேர் பார்த்து கொண்டு இருப்பீங்க. யார் இந்த மாதிரிலாம் யோசிக்கிறா, யார் இந்த மாதிரிலாம் ஐடியா பண்ணுறா, எப்படி இந்த மாதிரிலாம் யோசிக்கிறாங்க, எப்படி ஆட்களை உள்ளே கொண்டு வருவாங்க, யார் ஹோஸ்ட் பண்ண போகிறாங்க, கமல்ஹாசனா இல்லை விஜய் சேதுபதி, எப்படி உங்களுக்கு பல ஆர்வங்கள் இருக்கும். அதற்கு பின்னால் மூளையாக செயல்படுபவர் யார் தெரியுமா? ஜியோ ஸ்டார்னுடைய நம்ம தென்னிந்தியா, சவுத் இந்தியாவுடைய என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட் கிளஸ்டர் ஹெட். அவர் தான் முழு ஆப்ரேஷன்ஸையும் பார்த்துக்கிறாரு, ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி வியூகம் வகுக்கிறார். திரு கிருஷ்ணன் குட்டி அவர்கள். சார் வணக்கம்.
Welcome.
It is a pleasure hosting you today, Krishnan sir.
Oh, thank you, Salim. It's a pleasure speaking to you and your audience.
Thank you so much, sir. So, what feedback did you receive regarding the Bigg Boss versions of Mr. Kamal Hassan and Mr. Vijay Sethupathi?
I think both of. I think Kamal sir was so important to us. His partnership with us was so important when we launched Bigg Boss. It was a completely new format within the market, and people trusted him so much, and it immediately made people curious to watch the show. And it is not an easy show to have. It is not an easy show to run, but he immediately brought credibility. There was a lot of controversy. There were questions around the show, and he held our hand and took us through the journey and took the audience along with the journey. I think, with regards to Vijay Sethupathi, I think he brings a very different energy. He brings a much more earthy energy, as a person, as a son of the soil, and he's contemporary. He speaks the language of the people. I think Kamal sir operated from a space of gravitas, a space of authority. I think Vijay Sethupathi speaks like the people, speaks for the people. I think both of them have been very invaluable parts of our journey on Bigg Boss, and I think we are just very lucky and fortunate to have had two such great hosts.
Which one resonated more with the viewers?
I think both the hosts resonated equally well and were incredible. I think the partnership with Kamal sir made the show what it is in Tamil Nadu, and made the show probably among the biggest entertainment phenomena in the market. Honestly, we were very anxious when we couldn't continue with Kamal sir, but I think Vijay Sethupathi has taken on the mantle and has shown and has connected with the audiences in a very, very interesting way. So I think both of them were successful in their own right.
In your opinion, what plays a more crucial role, whether it is the host or is it the content of the show?
I think, it's like asking a cricket team who's more important, the batting or the bowling. I think obviously both are equally important. But I must say that the hosts are at some level the soul of the show. Across the south, with Vijay Sethupathi, with Mohanlal, with Kicha Sudeep, with Nagarjuna, we are very fortunate to have really incredible hosts who connect very deeply with each of their markets. I think hosts and their familiarity with the show is very, very important because it's a very difficult show. It's a complicated show which people feel very strong emotional reactions to. So I think these hosts are able to guide the contestants. They're able to explain to the audiences, and there is actually a lot of nuance, as you say, which they are able to explain. They really are important for us to bring in that moral authority and that credibility around the show. They are extremely important. And I think the reach that they bring and the credibility which they bring make the show what they are in each of these markets.
Okay. Nowadays, the artificial intelligence is everywhere. Will you also be incorporating the AI in your versions of Bigg Boss?
I think we have. I think the way AI is going to be used is I think it's getting included in all elements of our world. But we want to use it in a responsible way. We want to see we want to do things not just to say that we're using AI, but we want to do things which really are making a big consumer difference. So I think, watch the space. I'm sure there'll be exciting developments, going forward.
Okay. By when are you planning to launch the next version of Tamil Bigg Boss?
The version of Tamil Bigg Boss will launch in the first week of October. You asked the question in the beginning, so Vijay Sethupathi will be the host, and
Yes.
we have got big plans for the season, so we're very very excited. Yeah.
What unique elements can the audience look forward to this time?
I think there's one element which we are really excited about. I think look, there are a lot of elements around gameplay and how we want to run the show, which we are working through, and we'll share at the right time. But there's one element which we are very excited about is for the first time on Geo Hotstar, we are going to be introducing live chat while the episode is playing.
Okay.
Now, I think, you may say, hey, listen, why is that a big deal? Because for our consumers, as they are reacting, they're able to react with the world around them. They're able to react to the world around them. They're able to sit and see how other people are reacting to the moment, and they're able to sit and see that world live. I think especially our younger consumers, they no longer want to sit back and watch a show passively. They want to be actively involved in the show. And, to bringing in this really big community element around the show, I think is something which we are very, very excited about. And I think it's going to be a complete game changer in terms of the viewing experience.
Okay. How do the audience consumption pattern differ across the states, sir? Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana.
I think we are very fortunate that Bigg Boss is an incredible cultural phenomena across all these markets. Bigg Boss reaches 200 million people, and last year more than 4 billion hours of content was watch time was consumed across TV and digital. It is by far the biggest cultural phenomena in all of South India. And from a timing perspective, it's just starting just before you start, just leading into Onam through Diwali to Pongal Sankranti. It is a complete festival of entertainment for our consumers and just an incredible experience for our advertisers to reach the right consumers in such a deep and involved way.
What are your short-term and long-term goals when it comes to Bigg Boss versions in Tamil?
I think, look, I think with regard to Bigg Boss, the challenge for us always is we need to constantly reinvent ourselves. We need to constantly do what we can to remain fresh with consumers. How do you create a construct which makes the show exciting. So the goal we have set ourselves is every single season of Big Boss has to be a cultural moment. It has to be something which audiences all across are talking about. Now, whether that's in the nature of contestants we bring on board, whether it's in terms of the format, or whether it's in terms of the technological innovations we kind of bring on board. Like, for example, a few years ago, audiences always had this one question in their mind, you know, are are people actually staying for 24/7, etc. So what we did is we started a full 24/7 live camera. So at any time you could go at midnight, and I have done it at 2 o'clock in the morning, just to sit and see what is happening in the house. Usually it's very boring, everybody's sleeping. But occasionally, rarely, you may sit and see two people in a corner just sitting and having a chat because maybe they are insomniacs. I think, we are constantly figuring out how do we make this show, how do we reinvent this show. And one is in the space of technology, but we have to remain contemporary because Big Boss is meant to reflect society and at the same time be a part of society. And we have to speak to what the world is today. So that is something that's very important.
So, how do you plan to establish Bigg Boss as the leading reality TV show?
I think we are very fortunate. Consumers have already done that. I don't think there is anything which is comparable to Big Boss in Tamil Nadu or in all of South. Uh, the the way Big Boss generates conversation across the world, including on some of your channels, is it there is nothing like it, right? It is a cultural touchstone. And what where we are fortunate is that it is a full family phenomena. It is something which everybody, from a 9-year-old kid to a 60-year-old grandmother, everybody watches, enjoys. They live, they debate, they it is the epitome of a reality show. And and it and and it is almost a bit of a sacred responsibility we have to kind of ensure that the show remains as big as it remains as relevant as it is, and it remains as meaningful as it is to our consumers.
Who is the primary target audience for the forthcoming versions of Bigg Boss Tamil, sir?
I think, as I said, listen, this is a show which is meant for the whole family. I think we are fortunate that it envelops the entire audience base. Younger audiences are certainly the bigger fans of the show. Your audiences from the age of 15 to 25, 30, they really love the show. They are our biggest fans. They are the biggest people who advocate the show, who generate conversation on the shows. And so they are our core audience. But as I said, right from a 10-year-old boy to a 60-year-old grandmother, everybody loves this show, and we're very fortunate.
Okay. Will Geo users have exclusive access to some content or experiences when it comes to Bigg Boss Tamil?
That's right. So I think, last year we introduced something called the fan zone, where audiences could participate on Geo Hotstar, participate in polls. Whenever a contestant got evicted out of a show, they would come and chat with these users. There are exclusive bits of content which we are doing. There's a live chat during the show which we spoke about. So I think we are constantly sitting and thinking about how on Geo Hotstar we can keep creating a feeling of community and how we can make the experience better for consumers.
How challenging is it to innovate and monetize Bigg Boss Tamil in a competitive environment, sir?
Look, the environment is competitive. I think consumers as well as advertisers have a lot of choices, but I think there is almost nothing which provides the scale and the engagement and the ability to connect with consumers like a show like Big Boss does. I think we've been fortunate. We've had more than across South more than 300 companies and 900 brands who advertise on it, and we and we're very proud that we are able to create really meaningful differences to the brands and really help drive business outcomes in a very good way. I think Bigg Boss across languages and especially in Tamil is probably one of the biggest and best vehicles for advertisers who want to really make a difference for their and in the marketplace. Yeah.
Okay. What strategies does Jio have to compete with the global OTT platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime in regional markets, especially Tamil Nadu?
I think, I think, Geo Hotstar has been among the most consistent investors. There is nobody, no platform, whether it, I won't name our competitors, but among any of our competitors who creates as much original content in Tamil as Geo Hotstar does. So whether it is, so we do the maximum number of short series. We have, of course, all of the Vijay TV shows. We buy great movies like Labar Panda, Tourist Family, and I think we have what we have is we have these phenomenal shows which drop in every week. So we have a show called Heartbeat. We had a show called Kana Kalam Kalangal. We had a show called Office. All of these shows land up in consumers' homes. So there is no other digital OTT player who's doing the amount of content. We are deeply committed to the Tamil market, and I think this is just the beginning. I think the amount of programming which we would like to do is certainly going to scale up over the years.
How do you evaluate success?
I think the our goalpost on success is really love from our consumers. Are we able to keep building great fans around our businesses and our brands? And I think whether it's television, which shows like Sirigadike say Kukut Komali, Ayanar Tunai, Bigg Boss, Super Singer, or whether it's in digital with brands like Chutney Sambar, Heartbeat, or Office. I think we have been doing it, but we are in a difficult world. We are on a treadmill. We've had a lot of success, but success in the past doesn't define whether we'll be successful in the future. So we have to keep working really hard, really keep our ears on the ground to continue to be successful in this market.
Very nice. We from Thanthi TV wish you all the very best. And it was such a pleasure hosting you on our show today. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Krishnan.
Thank you so much. It's been great talking to you, and best of luck to you and the entire team at Thanthi and all your viewers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.